All right, so this is the revenue that we did from June 1st to July 25th. It was around 126K cash collected, 204K total revenue and contract value.
And that was within 60 days essentially. All right, boys, so we're gonna break down exactly how we were able to scale this coaching program to 160K cash collected in just 60 days. And here's the kicker, we did it without ads, without a giant team, and without overcomplicating everything. And I wanna walk you through exactly how it happened, step by step, because honestly, even I was surprised on how all of this came together. But first, let me introduce you to Dooley. He already had a great coaching program. The results, proof, and genuine testimonials, so he was already the expert within his industry. But what really sets an offer apart is taking that authority that you have as a coach and turning it into systems that generate leads every single day. So if you're a coach and you want to make 6 and 7 figures with your offer, I'm literally going to be giving away the exact strategy I used to be able to scale a coaching business. And to be honest, I don't even want to give this away for free because honestly, I feel like a lot of people are going to watch this and they don't have a lot of experience. They're just going to end up making a lot of money. So I don't even know if I should give this away, but I'm going to do it anyways because I want you guys to win and genuinely take this information and start applying it to your business.
All right, boys. So I want to go ahead and show you guys the type form that all the leads kind of came through right when we launched. And if you look here, we actually had around 400 submissions on one type form, and it was a 65% completion rate, right? So that's pretty crazy. Out of 1,000 views, we had 65% show up rate. Couple of people started and 400 people submitted, and this is just one of the type forms. I want to go ahead and show you guys another one as well. And then this one was the type form that came from YouTube. So we had around 200 submissions on this one. So far we have around 600 of people that came in. And then, yeah, and then all of those kind of turned into book calls and everything like that. So these are the stats on that. So pretty decent. And then there's I believe a third one as well. And this is the third type form as well right here. I think this one came from the stories actually. So we had a 46% completion on this one and around 300 people. So far, I believe it was around 1,000 people that filled out the type form. So that's pretty good, pretty decent. Yeah. All right, guys. So I actually want to go ahead and show you the entire launch process that we actually launched to be able to get those type form leads. And this is the process that I use for any type of info product that I'm scaling. I always start with this, and you guys should be able to use this for your own business. I'm going to actually link the Miro board on the description for you guys to be able to use. But yeah, essentially, this kind of how it starts off. It's called the whisper phase, right? So during this first day period, this is where you're going to start announcing exactly what it is that you're going to offer, right? So kind of asking, how long people have been trading for. This is an example of an offer with polls, right? So this is the first story in day 1, right? So we're going to ask them, how long, 1 to 2 years, maybe 5, they're going to pick something, and then you're just kind of announcing, hey, like, if you're in this niche, whatever, kind of stay tuned because I'm going to, you're going to launch something soon. And then the day 2 is also the same thing, right? So it's just the whisper phase, right? You're just asking them questions, asking questions about what you do and kind of like, your process, right? So this one, for example, it's going over do you have a trading setup that's profitable for you? You're like, yes, not really, I'm lost, sort of, just kind of that type of stuff. And then you're announcing when exactly it is that you're going to launch something, right? So I'm doing this, biggest thing that I've done for trades in 11 days. If you're a serious trader, you're not doing this, you do not want to miss this, November 26th, be ready, right? So this is just the second day of the whisper phase. And then 3, you're basically doing the same thing over and over again, right? So what's the largest payout you have? You're just asking questions about just polls, right? So just asking questions, kind of educating. If you're a serious trader and you don't want to be left behind, 2025 is going to be the biggest year we've seen in the markets. And you're just kind of like announcing it again, be ready, be ready, be ready. And then adding some authority with, some authority pictures, like having the Ferrari in the picture, right? So it's really good if you do that. And then day 5 is the same thing. You're just kind of starting to tease everything out. Is you kind of just want to ask the poll question, and if they said yes, you start talking about you're going to learn this, and this, and this. And if you want to get early access, DMing the word trading. So people are going to start DMing, and you're going to start sending like freebies and stuff like that. Yeah, essentially this is another example, right? So for them to join the waitlist. And so after that, you're basically waiting 2 days. and then you're doing it again. So this is when we do the type form, right? So November 26th, we're launching the biggest prosperity trades 101 cohort yet. And at the end, we add the call to action to the type form. This is where they start filling out the type form, and they're able to just start getting into the book call, and we can use this to basically like hit them back up when we do launch, and we can kind of give them a call. So yeah, and you kind of repeat the same process over and over again, right? So you want my same systems that I used to become a seven-figure trader, of course, no, and you kind of just adding polls, DMing waitlist, stuff like that as you're about to launch. And then on the day 9, you're basically giving away a freebie, right? So you're giving something away for free, and you're basically just giving them a call to action to, that you're going to send them straight to the DMs. And then you're going to give them that freebie as they come into the DMs. And you can use this as a type form as well if you want to, but I kind of just like to do it through the DMs. And again, you wait 2 days and you keep doing free asset, free asset, free asset. And when you get to launch date, this is where things start getting interesting, right? So you're about to launch. So then this is whenever you're adding the poll again, and then join my inner circle. This is whenever you do the type form. And on that same type form, you have the book call link, or you're doing this through the VSL, right? You're linking the VSL right here. And so if you do this successfully, you're going to generate leads. Like minimum, you're going to get at least minimum 10K, 15K cash collected within the first 2 weeks of launching your product. If you generally do this right, and you're driving traffic through your IG and your YouTube, right? If you do this, it's always going to be a hit. You're always going to get some leads coming in. So this is the kind of whisper process that I always use when it comes to launching an info product, and you can kind of just steal this. I'm going to put this in the description. You can go ahead and look at it and start using it for your own info products that you're scaling. And I actually want to go ahead and show you guys as well also the content strategy that we use to be able to attract views to the funnel and to the type form, right? And whenever we launch the offer. So if you go ahead and look at his profile, you'll see that a lot of his videos have nothing to even do with his offer and what is that he actually does, right? It's just videos that attract a lot of views and attention. And if you go to Brez TJR's profile, like even the top coaches and creators, they always do this exact strategy when it comes to bringing eyeballs into their content, right? So if you go look, he has a couple of videos, 20K views, 50K views, 35K views. And whenever you go to his actual profile, so when people click through, this is where he's going to post out the results, right? So in here, he's going to have actual authority, stuff that what he actually does, right? Proof of concept, people that we've helped with in the past, stuff like that. And then just generally videos talking about himself and his offer and what he does for other people, right? So just kind of authority proofs and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much. And in here, in his bio, he's obviously talking about exactly what it is that he does. Scaled multiple brands, 200K a month by 21, $1 million in sales, helped 700 brand owners with whatever issue that they're having. And then he's having the call to action to the DMs as well. This is where we can also go ahead and pitch the program and then the VSL into the profile, so they can go ahead and also fill out the type form as they watch the videos. And yeah, generally it's super easy. And in the VSL, you'll see that it's like anything crazy, right? It's like so simple. Just here's how I went from working minimum wage jobs to building 100K a month clothing brands while still in college. And he's just kind of targeting pain points to his audience and just kind of relating to them, right? So a lot of them are already in college as well. And so he's just kind of targeting that. And so if you look at it, a lot of people kind of make VSL pages super complicated and everything like that. But if you go ahead and look at this, bro, it's so simple. Just proof, what he does, etc., and just kind of like proof of concept and just testimonials, right? So super simple with the type form linked in here. Yeah, just very simple, guys. And I want to show you guys his YouTube funnel as well, right? Because at the end of the day, whenever you're having Instagram as a weapon to just basically attract views, you want to have your YouTube as the way to nurture and educate your clients. Like if you're not doing that in 2025, you're just not going to get far. But technically, I want to go show you guys this. Like if you go to his YouTube, you'll see that a lot of his videos are just kind of explaining how he did something. And every single video, there's going to be a link to either the VSL and booking the call. And that's exactly how you're going to be able to attract clients in 2025, is by providing multiple hours of education on your YouTube, and you're using Instagram and whatever other platform that you're using to attract as many views as possible and funnel them into this exact funnel, and just having a lot of educational content within your Instagram account, within YouTube, and you're just genuinely educating your content and your audience, you're going to get leads. And so if you look over here, he's going to have, just a kind of video explaining how he did something. He's going to have the VSL funnel within his bio if you go ahead and click here. And he also has a low ticket. When people do buy the low ticket, we just go ahead and hit them up through school as well. We just get them to book a call. And that's how we're kind of funneling in his leads right now. All right, so this is the revenue that we did from June 1st to July 25th. It was around 126K cash collected, 204K total revenue and contract value. And that was around 60 days after we launched the offer, right? So after fixing the content and having them go through YouTube, this is how much we were able to generate in only 60 days. And I believe that we're going to be able to hit probably around 7 figures by the end of the year.
All right, guys. So I kind of wanted to just like sit down and just give you guys a full breakdown on exactly kind of how everything went with this offer, right? Just like as much education as possible so you guys can go ahead and start applying it to your coaching business. But if you kind of watched everything by now, congratulations. I'm going to break everything down, kind of how everything started, how Dooley's offer kind of started off in the beginning, and just kind of give you guys a rundown. Now, where was this offer before we even came in? Like, Dooley was actually only making about like between 10 to 15K per month with his offer. And that was primarily because he didn't really have any of the funnels, any of the marketing systems in place. He already had, honestly, a really good following and audience behind him. Like, he already had like around 600 people into his low ticket program. And so he already had a good amount of audience to be able to go and generally start making money with his offer. But two of the main things that kind of held him back was the fact that he didn't really have a team behind him, right? So he's kind of like already very successful with his clothing brand, right? He's already making a shit ton of money with that. And he just honestly didn't have a lot of time, right? So he didn't really have time to hop on the sales calls. He didn't really have time to kind of set the appointments, stuff like that. And because of that, he wasn't able to get, as many clients. And also at the same time, his funnels were completely messed up, right? So whenever he would kind of launch his mentorship, I guess like have call to actions for it, he wouldn't get that many book calls, but that was because he didn't really have like a marketing sequence behind it. He didn't really have the whisper phase going on. He was just kind of like hard launch it, and obviously that wouldn't generate as many leads as if he would have actually went through the entire process. And so that's one of the things that kind of like held him back, and that's what I really see a lot of coaches kind of go through is like, you'll have that audience, you'll have, the people inside your program, but because you don't really have, the marketing systems in place, it becomes very hard to go ahead and scale past that 15 to 20K benchmark. But the first thing that we ended up actually changing was the offer, right? Because Dooley actually used to just kind of run like a community type of offer where he was selling low ticket. And so we started applying the high ticket mindset, high ticket offering, right? So he was actually started offering group calls. He made a whole new course, and that actually took around a couple of days to make. It was a long video course that he had. He started making that. So he changed his offer completely just to people who needed more of a help kind of marketing out their brand. And that was the first step, which is honestly making an offer so clear that it would be irresistible for clothing brand owners to not buy. And so for the first like 2 to 3 weeks, before we even launched the offer, we obviously went through the whisper phase, right? Like I was kind of telling you guys kind of how it works, doing the story sequences and stuff like that. And so for the 14 days, we actually just started doing that, right? Just kind of launching, talking about the program, talking about what we had, made him film a VSL, right? So he filmed and refilmed the VSL that he used to have another VSL that he had in place, but it wasn't really that good. And so we had to refilm it. And after he did that, we launched, I think on July 1st is when we first launched. Or actually it was June 1st, my bad. But we launched, and on the first day we had like probably around like 20 bookings, right? And so I had to hire a setter, closer, and everything for him. And after we got that in place, we started just seeing cash just coming in, bro. Like multiple 3Ks. We had a couple of 5K people kind of come in that paid the entire price of the program. But honestly, after establishing the whisper phase, after fixing the content, and after launching the VSL, fixing the YouTube, started posting more educational content and linking the VSL to the YouTube, we started getting way more booked calls. And honestly, I see this happen for almost every single one of my clients. It is because whenever you kind of change your content, you change the way that you're kind of marketing, within the first like 3 weeks, you're going to get massive amount of results. And honestly, this launch actually took us around probably 2 months to kind of build up everything. He was filming the new course, the new product, and a new program. But after we got that out of the way and we started pushing things and we started kind of going after it, and started hard launching, started doing the whisper phase, money came very easily because we weren't really worried about if he could take the sales calls or not. Like, we already had the teams in place, we already had the marketing in place, and because we had that, money just started flowing in, and that's how we were able to hit 80K in the first month and 80K in the second month, and then be able to collect 160K in total after all of the payment plans also came through. So if you're in a position where you don't really have systems, bro, and you don't really have like people in place, you don't have marketing in place, it's gonna be very hard for you to scale your offer if you don't have those in place. Like, you can't do everything yourself, you know? So if you're kind of looking for somebody to be able to take you from literally making 10K to potentially hitting 80 to 100K months with your current offer, I actually have a link in my bio where you can book a call with me and my team, and we can come up with some sort of strategy for you. But yeah, guys, this was pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And honestly, I'm going to be posting out so much more valuable content here. I want to give everything away that I have for free so you guys can start actually making money with your coaching business.